This week in Federalsburg, there has been discussion about minority representation on the town council. And many pointed out there's never been a black council member. WBOC's Lauren Miller tells us what's being considered to change that.
During this week's special meeting, an idea that caught a lot of popularity was switching the council from an at-large system to a district system. The map was drawn out with two color-coordinated districts, the green area being the predominantly white voters and the yellow area being predominantly people of color.
The idea is the district structure, if it's designed or drawn properly, will have a minority-majority district, which, assuming there's a decent voter turnout, will almost guarantee that a minority candidate, if a minority candidate runs in that district, would be elected.
Not only did Roberta Butler agree with the idea during Monday night's discussion, but she's also ran for council quite a few times and lost. She and others say it's time to improve representation on the council.
I've been here all my life, 68 years, and I hadn't seen neither Afro-American on the board.
To go in and have someone there who looks like you, just like it is even representation in your schools. Kids begin to speak out more if they have someone that looks like them, someone more relatable. And I would love to see that.
For now, the discussion continues. In Federalsburg, Lauren Miller, WBOC News, Delmarva's news leader.
So the town manager tells us the next meeting and follow-up discussion on this will be on February 6th. It's a lawsuit filed by the NAACP. It demands changes to the Caroline County community's at-large staggered term election system. The complaint claims that system is keeping black people out of its municipal government. In court documents, they say, quote, the town's election practices and structure conspire with patterns of racial polarization in voting to empower Federalsburg's white majority to override and dilute the influence of black voters, suppress black candidacies, and deny black residents an equal opportunity to elect their chosen representatives. The plaintiffs want the court to prohibit any future elections under the current system. As we have reported before, there's not been a person of color on the council in Federalsburg for 200 years. Since then, council members have been working to address the issue. WBOC's Lauren Miller joins us at the Newsplex. And Lauren, council members made progress last night that may satisfy the advocates' demands.
Steve, here is the district plan being proposed. It's color coordinated, the green district being predominantly where white people live and the yellow district being predominantly where people of color lived. And after speaking with those in the community today, they say it's about time for representation. After learning of the new plan to ensure that someone of color makes it on the council, the community is breathing somewhat a sigh of relief.
It's been a long time coming. I think it's something we really needed. It will set a role model for some of these kids around here.
That is extremely important. No one of a different race can really speak on behalf of someone of a different race. So therefore, it's very, very important.
The town leaders of Federalsburg say they understand the lack of diversity on council.
More importantly, it's an opportunity to ensure that there's representation from the district, from folks who have not had representation on the council before.
Town manager Lawrence D. Ray says if the two-district plan is put in place, 2 council members from the green district and 2 council members from the yellow district will be on the board. But some see a 4-district plan might work a little better.
The 4 years are happy, it's 2, but as we begin to dig into it, I believe the 4 would be a little bit better.
More discussion for more representation. A public hearing will be held April 3rd, and we want to add we learned of the lawsuit long after our interviews today. We reached out to the mayor for comment and haven't heard back yet. Steve?
The town of Federalsburg and the NAACP met in court in Baltimore once again today. In 200 years, there has never been a black person on the council in Federalsburg. The NAACP filing a preliminary injunction against the town to ensure that there be a 2-district voting system and 4 candidates run for council in September, rather than the original election system that had no districts and 2 candidates run every other year. WBOC's Lauren Miller tells us from the courthouse steps what the judge decided.
Steve, when we were here in May, the judge gave the town 2 weeks to finalize a proper map, data, and plans. And within that time, they sent a letter to the NAACP with a new resolution, one where all 4 council members will leave their seats open for the September 2023 election, thus leading to the judge's decision today to deny this preliminary injunction.
The town of Federalsburg, since even before this lawsuit was filed, has been making efforts to reform the election system. And I think today, in denying the motion for a preliminary injunction, the judge recognized that those efforts are, in fact, working and should be compliant with the Voting Rights Act.
Here you can see the town's finalized map for the 2-district voting system. And come September, now 2 members from the green or predominantly black district will run, and 2 members from the yellow or predominantly white district will run. While disappointed with today's decision, attorneys with the NAACP say that that was their main concern, and it's something that needed to happen.
In terms of the broader effort in correcting this unlawful voting rights system, this unlawful election system that was in place for 200 years, that is ending. And that is a significant win for the plaintiffs in this case, and a significant win for the black community.
But they also say they'll be holding their breath. That is because for the new voting system to be implemented, the council has to pass the resolution, and 2 council members would have to voluntarily step down to ensure a 4-candidate election. If the resolution is not passed, however, or if the incumbent council members do not step down, the NAACP says they'll take the town back to court. We were told that the town's intention is to pass this new resolution by June 12th. In Baltimore, Lauren Miller, WBOC News, Delmarva's news leader.
A new election system in Federalsburg is being put to the test today. Voters deciding on council members and the mayoral seat. WBOC's Lauren Miller joins us live in Federalsburg from the polls. And Lauren, voters say this day will make history.
Steve, in 200 years, there has never been an African American on council, and today's election reflects months of efforts to change that, where voters are now separated in 2 different districts. And we spoke with some people outside the polls today who say it's about time for that change. One by one, voters walked in and out of the town hall today to cast their vote. But the election system is a little different this time. The town has been separated into voting districts. And after the polls close, 2 members of the yellow or predominantly white district, 2 members of the green or predominantly African American district, and a mayor will all be elected tonight. Voters say it's about time for representation.
This is a big deal for the town of Federalsburg. A big deal. I mean, like I say, we ain't never had nobody on the board. Never. So hopefully today will be a beginning, a unity together.
Not one black person here. I mean, we could make history today by, hey, we got a black mayor. We're going to set the bar.
Some voters feel it'll introduce change for the community's young population.
The young people get to see that anybody of color, but especially black, can be who they want to be.
And they hope it will bring a focus to specific areas in town.
I'm here today to vote for change. It's time for a new beginning, should I say, and put an end to how it used to be in the past. The town is time. Everybody is tired of the same things. We need different matters addressed as far as these roads, as far as housing, as far as things to do for kids, everything.
An election changing a 200-year trend. Now, the polls close at 7 p.m. tonight. We'll have those election results for you on WBOC News at 10 and 11. For now, live in Federalsburg, Lauren Miller, WBOC News, Delmarva's news leader.